What's up, everyone? AJ on AJ's Heli Journey here, and I feel I owe everyone who's been watching my channel and following along with my journey a bit of an apology, because I've been waiting for like nearly a week to, start flying this Trex 500 after I did this, mod to from the torque tube to a belt drive tail, and the weather just hasn't been great. Today, finally, there was some, great weather. Before today, like temperature wise, it's been hovering between 0 and 3 degrees Celsius for all my American friends and anyone else who, uh, you know, does temps in Fahrenheit. That is between 30 and 37 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's been a little chilly, but that really hasn't been the problem. The problem has been we've had some really high gusty wind and just nothing that would have been pleasant to fly in. So today, finally, the wind was, pretty much dead. Temperatures got up to 5 degrees or like just over 40 Fahrenheit. And it was the perfect day to get out there. So, as soon as I got a chance, I got everything together and I shot out to the field. And when I got there and, strapped on my head cam to start taking some vid, I found out that the camera battery was dead. So I did get to fly, but unfortunately, I have no video of it. So that's the reason I apologize. I just felt that, I needed to do a video for those of you, again, that have been kind enough to follow along. And in case you were wondering how, things were going with this, I felt I at least owed you a bit of an update as to, how it went, at least getting started with this setup. Okay, so first thing I did was, as I talked about in the last video, I did do the governor calibration for the ESC. That went well. Now at 75% throttle, I am at 26, just over 2600 RPM, and at 80% throttle, I am at just over 2800. So basically the same as the torque tube. I just wanted to make sure that it was calibrated properly since I'd made all those changes. To be honest, this is the same number of gear teeth on the main gear as the, with the torque tube. So it probably wasn't necessary, but since I was kind of going back to default, so to speak, or going, starting from scratch with all of this, I figured, I'll just run the whole setup again. So I did that, and then the next thing was I wanted to see how well it was set up mechanically by flying it in rate mode. So I'm going to share with you something I learned that, I've said this a few times, that I just don't really have a comfort level flying in rate mode, and I learned something today, which was basically I was kind of doing it wrong, and now I'm much more comfortable with it, and I'm going to tell you what it is that I did wrong. Okay, so I've just got everything set up here. I have the Icon 2 connected to the software to my laptop. I have powered up the heli. I disconnected a couple of the, I've disconnected the motor because I don't have the throttle hold on, and I also have my transmitter here. Oh, let me just turn that off. Okay, so this is what I learned about, rate mode. As a noob, I'm learning something new every day, and in case you are green like me, then maybe this will help you. But prior to today, what I was doing in rate mode was, so here in my Futaba transmitter, let me just bring that close here. I adjust the main tail gain settings here in the gyro menu. of my Futaba, and AVCS is what is the heading hold, and normal is what would be rate mode. Now, I knew this prior, but I didn't know how that affected everything in the icon 2. So here, let me just go over here to the software. So here in the software, you'll see that with in the first position here for and I have my gyro set up on the switch, so I can switch between these three, so you can see it turning on each of the different rates there. So the top one here, 62, is set at here in the software, it's basically set at 57% heading lock, they call it here in the software. Okay, and then what I was doing was when you go to AVCS 0, so let's just do that and we'll turn that on. It changes the heading, turns the heading lock off, and it goes to 5%, which turns the heading lock off. Now that's what I was doing. Now when you do that here on the heli, so we're in rate mode right now. When you move the, let me see if I can get this both in the same picture here. When you move, I can't. Anyways, you just have to trust me. When you move the rudder all the way to the right, look how little it moves. And because of that, when I was giving inputs to counteract what the tail was doing in rate mode, it wasn't going anywhere. And I just thought that, man, it was just really hard to fly. I know you're probably laughing at me, but it is what it is. And that's, just silly. So here, if we switch it to rate 3, which I have set here at 49, now it's rate mode is off. Sorry, I must have caught something on my nail there. Anyways, rate mode, it's in rate mode, but it's at 45%. I don't specific, like that's the gain, I guess, normal, if it was in heading lock, I'm not sure what you would, maybe it's still gain in rate mode. Apologies if I don't know that for sure. But what I can tell you is now, when you look at the tail and I move the rudder, I have the full travel. So when I did that, I was able to, fly the heli in rate mode quite easily and test to see whether or not the tail was mechanically set up right. So that was a big thing that I learned today. And again, if you're trying to set it up mechanically and you've made the same mistake that I have, maybe that'll help you. Anyways, and after that, it was actually quite simple to be able to control the heli in the air, even in rate mode, and I was able to kind of dial in my mechanical setup on this to the point where it was just slightly drifting. The nose was slightly going right, so the tail was slightly going left. So it was kind of overcompensating just slightly, but I was okay with that. So anyways, that's what I learned in rate mode. So I'll be right back, shut this all off, and then I'll tell you about the rest of the day. So after I knew that the tail was set up mechanically well enough, then I was ready to start, tuning it for the heading hold. So I ended up, I started at the recommended 45% gain on the tail. And then I found that there was still, a little bit of a waggle. So I started to go up, and I think I've got it at least in the transmitter. So 45% in the icon in this Futaba transmitter. The number is, I think it's like 59 or something. Sorry, 55. So I think I'm at around 62 right now, which would probably put it maybe just over 50 in the icon. and I have the slightest of twitches. You know, it's so slight that it's almost bearable, but I'm definitely not done tuning. But I was pretty happy with that because I couldn't seem to make it go away, even going up to 65 and 68. Maybe I'll play around with it a little bit more, but on the pitch pumps, on the gradual pitch pumps, I have the eye gain set up, I think at 43 right now. I think the default is 40, and I have very slight kick on just a docile kind of pitch pump. So I think I can tune that out by just turning up the eye gain a little bit more there. The pitch pre-comp, I don't know right now, just because on really aggressive pitch pumps, the tail looks like it's blowing out, you know, and I think it's something I gotta adjust. But with that said, on the pirouettes, it's stopping on the dime, and it's very, very flyable, you know. I was able to do some great TikToks today, and everything. I was flying it around, doing some great circuits, and the pyro flips, both the half and the full pyro flips, everything seemed to be flying great. I think that I just want to tune it a little bit more, but right now it's very flyable, if I can say that. So anyways, I promise that if there's another nice day and I get out to fly, I will make sure to go out with charged camera batteries, and we will continue to share my flying with you guys. But that's where we're at. I think for all intents and purposes, the modification to a belt-driven tail was successful. I'm happy that now I have a heli that is set up to be able to run the higher head speeds, 2600 and 2800 if I wanted to, which is making the response on more aggressive maneuvers, as expected. It's much more crisp, and I like that. So that's it. That's all. I just wanted to give you that update. Sorry again that there's no flying video, but we will get it again. And, we're going to continue to do some of those sim videos. After that last one, I think it was received well by some. And, we'll do more of that. So that's it for this video. Thanks so much again for tuning in. And until the next video, this is AJ on AJ's Heli Journey, signing out. Cheers.